Hello everyone, it's Pierre here. Welcome to this weekly market overview. I hope that all of you have had a great weekend and that you did your homework and ready for the trading week that we will have soon. And yeah, my goal today is show you also some of my ideas and what I see in the market, and how I will be looking for the trading opportunities. Yeah, so looks like we have a good bunch of viewers already, and I think we are good to go. As usual, I'm gonna roll the disclaimer and let you read it, and then we will get started. Yeah. So yeah, here is a disclaimer, guys. Please read it carefully and take notes that trading is a very risky business, and that you should be aware of the risk involved in trading before you start. This video is nothing else than my view and how I see the market, and it's not a signal for taking any trade. When I say anything about trading in this video, it's only my view and how I will be trading those markets. Yeah, so let's get started with the usual. We start always with the Dixie. That is the down channel, as many of you who are looking at this index knows that it has been in this down channel, and we were talking about the importance of this level in the last Sunday, that we will see how the Dixie will act at this level down here, where we have the 61.8 Fibonacci retracement of this whole move. If you take this whole move here, you see that price did find some support at this level, where we also have some confluence from the past looking left. So it's a bit of a sideways market right now, and the levels I am looking at for the Dixie are this level here, where you have this blue line, the 97.75 area. Hello Marcus. Summertime is very difficult to stay in this. Okay, sorry Marcus. We will maybe change that for summertime and make it a little bit later so you can have some sun. But here in Sweden it's raining, so for me I don't care right now. Yeah. So guys, the 97.75 is good level to look at, because if the dollar to try to go a little bit higher, it have to break this high, and then the next trouble area should be at the top of the channel too. For the downside, of course, we have now this structure that should be broken, but it looked like we have very good rejection. As you see, we had this inverted hammer, and this candlestick confirmation got confirmed on Thursday, but then when price reached the 20 moving average, the daily 20 moving average, it looks like we have some rejection. What I'm thinking for next week, that we may see something like this, and another bounce back up, possibly. That would give us a possible head and shoulders scenario on the Dixie, but the overall trend is still to the downside, and we did just make another lower low, and this we have to see if this is gonna be another lower high next week. Yeah. That if that happened, that we got another lower high, then we still in a bearish trend on the Dixie, and we should be only looking for selling opportunities. Yeah, but I personally looking for this correction back down, retest of this area here, and maybe a possible bounce up, or if it's gonna go and break below this structure down here, the 96.5 area, then as you see looking left, we have lots of room for more downside. Gold, we had a fantastic trade last week on gold. Many of you, those of you who follows me, did take this trade, maybe not the whole move, but as those of you who follow me on TradingView know that I did publish this idea where I said that we should be looking for those two levels as you see here for a possible bounce. It looks like we got the bounce directly from the first level as you see on this particular idea here. Yeah, we got a very good three days to the downside at this very important level. Yeah, so what we have now on gold is almost in this area where price is testing. Is a very important for me to look at the 1260 area, because looking left you see guys that this structure have been acting as good support and resistance in past. You see we have lots of structure back here, and all the way here there is lots going on at this level here. Yeah, and it has been acting at resistance, then got broken, and as you see lots of resistance and structure at this level. So the 1260 is an important level to look at gold. If this to keep going down, it have to break the 1260, maybe give us a retest and a trade back down to the lows of the channel. Another scenario that this could be a correction of this leg, and measuring this correction down with our Fibonacci retracement tool, we see that this whole leg here did retrace right now to the 38.2 Fibonacci. Yeah, so we have the 38.2 Fibonacci retracement, and we have this whole structure here that may act as support at this level. So for next week you should be looking at this level on lower time frame, maybe the 4 hour or the 1 hour. If we go down to the 4 hour, you're gonna see those structure much better. You see that it was acting as support, as resistant here, and then it got broken, and now it was acting as support many times, at least 2 big moves to this level, and couldn't break. And if we look how price did leave this area here with this major candle, you see that there is a possibility that we may see, when gold reach the 1260 area, that we may see a bounce to the upside at this level. So go down lower time frame and watch this level very carefully. If it's gonna be broken by a 4 hour time frame candle, there is a possibility that we see more down, or if it give us a rejection, then you have a possibility to take a trend continuation trade on gold. Yeah. We don't need this one. Let's go and look at silver. Silver, guys, looking at the daily, you see that it made a crazy sell-off, as you see here. I don't know how many red days we have here. Let's count them. That's 15 bars, 22 days, okay, 15 trading days bearish on silver. So The question now is, when silver start going up and found support resistant at the 61.8 Fibonacci and did break this trend line to the down to the upside, yeah, and the trend line now is broken. So the area I'm looking at on silver is where price gonna test is testing right now, and this is this structure here. As you see, it has been acting as a very good support and resistance. It's a very good flip zone that we should be watching for the next week and see how silver will act here, because this whole move here could be a correction of this move and could break this structure and keep heading down. There is a possibility that we see that, but before we start seeing much more to the downside, it have to break the 17 even handle number. I think if that got broken by a daily candle, then there is a big possibility that we see silver heading down to the 16 again, yeah. We are in a very big range here, as you see, and right now we are in the lows of the upper range. This range is the upper range, I will call it the upper range, and yeah, we have the 38.2 Fibonacci here also that may act as support, and we have this very good structure level. So keep your eyes on this level. If not broken, then there is a possibility that this move do another retest of these highs up here, maybe around the 17.70 area, yeah. Let's go to Forex, and we start with Aussie CAD. Let me take off, or we can leave this one. So Aussie CAD, we did break the structure that we were talking about last week, and we were looking at this structure level as a possible level where price could bounce back down, but now that level got broken with a good daily momentum candle here, and then Thursday and Friday price got rejected down, and we got this star candle formation. And what we want to see for next week, if this move to the downside, if this move here was only a correction back for a retest of a broken structure and continuation, or if it really did find good amount of seller that will keep pushing the price down. So we go down to 4 hour for a better picture of the situation, and you see that this whole move here, if we take a Fibonacci retracement tool for this particular leg here, we see that it did find support at the 38.2 Fibonacci retracement, where we also have this whole structure, as you see here, lots of structure, lots of rejection and support resistant at this level, yeah. So there is a possibility that this move here was a correction or a retest of a broken structure. You see this candle, it's a very huge candle that needed to break this level, so it is an important level based on this strong candle here. At this same level, we have also the 200 moving average 4 hour. So for next week, we have also, I can see that we have also a morning star confirmation. If you look at this candle formation here, you see that we got this hammer, and the price break and close above this hammer. A good candlestick formation should be if the price did close somewhere above the 50% of this candle here. that would be a very good signal that this may keep going up. So keep watching this level. Look for a possible bullish scenario at this level at first, because we did break for new highs again, and there is a possibility for a continuation on this one. Aussie Chief. You see, guys, that Aussie Chief also have been in a long-term down channel on the daily. Let me take off this, and it did it did break new lows. As you see here, this was our last low, and when I saw this break of this structure here, I start thinking even more continuation. You see, this structure is a very good structure that been acting as a good support in the past many times. So when I saw this break, I started actually looking for possible shorting opportunity at this when we got this star candle here down here, but it never broke my counter trend line, so I kept watching it. And now, as you see, the price is at this structure level. We never broke and make a new high. As you see, we got this spinning top here, and then we got this doji possible shooting star here, and that tell us that there is buyer having troubles at this area. And you see that we have the top of the channel, and we have lots of divergence on the RSI. We have some hidden divergence on the RSI. As you see, the levels are slightly same high or lower, but the RSI is making much higher highs, so there is some hidden divergence on the RSI too. So I will be looking at this level where we are right now for next week, going down to the 4 hour. You see that the 20 moving average has been acting as support, and we have this trend line, and we have also a bearish candle formation. As you see here, we have this evening star confirmation. It looks very good, where you have a strong momentum to the upside, followed by this inverted hammer. And when you have the next candle comes and close below the inverted hammer and below the 50% range of this candle here, that give you a very good bearish formation. But this was Friday trading, so I don't like to enter as late as Friday, so I will be looking for at first a break of my counter trend line here, hopefully a retest on lower time frame, 1 hour or 15 minutes, and if it show me that there is another rejection down, then I will be entering for short on this pair. Yeah, I hope that makes sense, guys. Aussie New Zealand. I did publish this chart on both my Facebook page and some groups also. So those of you who follow me on my Facebook page did probably see this chart where we were talking about this structure down here where you have these arrows, and I was expecting Aussie to bounce from this level down here, but we got the bounce a little bit earlier, and then we had this rejection and undecision in price at this level, and now it looks like we had another lower close, lower than Thursday on Friday. So there is a possibility that this gonna go down here, maybe give us a double bottom, and hopefully if that happen and give us good bullish evidence near this level, that would be a much better entry on this one. If we go down to the 4 hour, the chart at this structure here doesn't look very promising yet. I don't like the look of it because we did break. It was almost a fake out. If you look at this one here, we got a very strong candle. It looks like a fake out, and then price went back down and start heading down again. The RSI is getting oversold very fast though, so there is a possibility that we may see that double bottom on the daily and possible bounce to the upside. Yeah. Aussie USD. So Aussie USD gave us also a new high. As you see, guys, we had a very good trade. Those of you who follow me saw maybe that when I published this idea from this level, got a very good trade with a good momentum to the downside, but then we couldn't even touch the lows. We did make a first higher high after this, higher low after this hold down move to the downside, and now we have our first higher high too. So as where price is right now, we should be possibly looking for maybe another push to the upside on the retest of this broken neckline. You see this double bottom now. We have this double bottom here, and I will be looking at the 0.75 area for a possible bounce, another bounce to the upside at this level, where we have also the 38.2 Fibonacci retracement. And looking left, you see that we have lots of structure at this level too. So watch the 0.75 area and look if price gonna give us some bullish evidence at this level for a possible continuation of this very strong momentum at the moment to the upside. You see how big those candles are, and to the downside we got two very small candles. So this candle here is a very important candle right now, because this is the candle that broke those highs, and the lows of this candles gonna act as support. So we have to watch this level and see if it's gonna get broken or not. If it gives you bullish evidence at this level, you should be watching for a long opportunity at that level. Yeah. Euro Aussie, it performed very well. I've been talking about this wedge with some of you on the chat, and we were talking we were also talking about this trend line in my weekly, I think it was the last week or the week before, but we were looking for this trend line, and we were saying that we may be gonna see a bounce from this level. It didn't really reach the trend line, but the evidence were lots of evidence at this level. We had some bearish divergence on the RSI. It started diverting from this level, from this high here. We kept making higher highs, but the RSI start to make lower highs. And when we got the break of this trend line, that was a good confirmation that this will keep going down. And we had also this structure that we were worried about, and now that is also broken. So this trend now did make or is making at the moment the first lower low on the daily, and I will start to looking for shorting opportunities, and that will be done on the lower time frame, on the 4 hour or the 1 hour. The RSI is now oversold and now heading back up a little bit, so there is a possibility that we see some correction to the upside on this one and another move to the downside. If we take our Fibonacci retracement tool and see if this is our last low now, you see that the 61.8 gonna be a good level to try to short from, because look at those two rejections here that show us that this level is a good level, and we have some resistance back here too. So there is some structure at that same level where we have the 61.8. So this area is where I'll be watching for a possible shorting opportunity on this pair. Yeah. EuroCAD, almost the same structure, and as you see here, we've been talking about this wedge, and the price couldn't breach to new highs. And looking at the divergence on the RSI is huge from back here. This was a higher high and then another higher high and equal highs, but you look at the RSI and see that we've been making lower highs, and the price on the RSI is about 42 right now. So there is some bearish momentum on this one. We didn't break the trend line strongly because we did close a little bit higher again. Should this break close somewhere near the lows, that would be much better signal. So we have to go down to 4 hour and see what's going on. And going down to the 4 hour, we see that price did find some support at the 200 moving average after it did a break of this trend line. So there is a possibility that this move to the upside is a retest of this broken structure, and the next level we will be looking at if we're gonna short this pair is the 1.49 area. This structure here is also a very important structure, and if we see a break of this structure, then there is lots of rooms to the downside. So that what I'll be watching for next week on this pair. And of course, first I want to see retest, rejection, and then I will be looking what will happen at the 1.49. Very important level to watch for next week. Yeah. Hello Patrick, welcome. Euro sterling, guys, I told you last week to be careful with all sterling pairs, and yeah, you saw what happened the election day. I was very sorry to hear that some people I know lost lots of money trading that day, and that make me feel very, very sorry and very unhappy, because I hate when I see people lose money like that, when we already know that they're gonna be lots of volatility in the market. So please be careful with the sterling pairs. Even next week there is lots of uncertainty in the political situation in the UK, and there is lots of opportunities with other pairs to trade. But anyway, I will give you my view of them, and I don't recommend trade them yet. So here is what I see. It looks like this area here, this particular high here, is an important level, because even though we got all those news, we have some spike from this level up here, on the looking at the daily. Yeah, and if we go down to the 4 hour, you see this huge rejection from these highs up here. It looks like if this were to go much higher, we shouldn't see so much rejection from this level. So for next week, if you see that price go below these levels, broke here and do a retest and rejection, then there is a possibility that we at least gonna see a retest of this low of the low of this candle. This is now our new mother candle. This candle gonna dictate this whole range here, and as for now it is still at almost the same level at the highs of this candle. Yeah, so watch this candle very carefully, and once again, if price goes give you a lower close of the below those levels, there is a possibility that we see something like this. Okay, because we couldn't break up and close higher, we have lots of rejection. Euro New Zealand. Let's go to the daily. This pair has been performing very well for those who took this short. I am a bit sorry that I didn't join this party, but it is what it is. I had fun with other pairs. So looking at this chart, you see that we have this head and shoulders formation is now broken. Looking at it like something like this, and you see that the neckline at this level is also broken now. This is the neckline. So, and we have this gap now that gonna, this top of the gap did act already as support. As you see, we have this star back down here. So for next week, I will be very glad if I see some retest of this neckline up here. Yeah, a retest of the neckline and a retest maybe of this 20 moving average, and that should give the RSI some breathe to the upside, and then we'll be looking if it will give us a possibility for trend continuation for retest of these lows back down here, or the close of this gap. This structure here may act now as support. So we have this whole structure back down here. It looks like the price is looking to test that level, but of course, as you see guys, this leg is almost extended now, and we want if we want to sell this, we want to sell the rallies. So wait for correction higher. A retest of the neckline somewhere at this level should be great. If we take our Fibonacci retracement tools, if of course if this last candle is our low and price start going up, then our 38.2 gonna be exactly at the neckline break, and our 61.8 gonna be at this higher neckline. Yeah, so what you can do is mark up this whole structure as a possible place to look for bearish evidence, and try to trade this one as a trend continuation of this move to the downside. Yeah, EU. I'm not a friend of EURUSD at this level. It has been acting very weird, but yeah, we could expect that, because as you see guys, EURUSD have been moving very strongly to the upside, and it looks like we have this ranging market at the moment, as we also did see on the Dixie. So looking left, you see that we have lots of structure up here, so we should expect some trouble for the price. Let me just show you what I mean. Looking left at this level, you see that we have those highs here that may be acting as resistant right now. RSI is going down and did give us some bearish divergence from back here, and look like the 20 moving average has been acting as good dynamic support. Tested once here, twice, and here last Friday was the third time. I will gladly short Euro USD if it goes and does break this trend line, and it have to break this structure here first. A break of the trend line alone is not much to go short, because you still have this structure. It's gonna act as support, as you see back down here looking left. So for me to start shorting this pair, I want to see a break of the trend line and this structure, possible retest of the break, and bearish evidence at this level to try and short it back down to this area here. Yeah. Otherwise, if it goes down back to this structure down here and give you bullish evidence, there is a possibility that you can take a trade to retest of these highs up here. Yeah, because the trend is still to the upside, of course, but for me to buy euro, I want to see it a little more lower price than this level to start buying it, as it is very high. Yes, what do we have now? Euro JPY, I think. Euro JPY, I did publish an idea that there is a possibility for a bounce to the upside from this structure here, but we didn't get that yet, and it looks like we have we had good rejection here, and then a couple of undecision days, and if we go down to the 4-hour, you see that we have some head and shoulders possibility ongoing here, and that look like this: left shoulder, head, here the head, right shoulder. So we want to see a break of this neckline for this head and shoulder to be confirmed. But as you see at the when we price did reach the once again the 200 moving average, it got rejected, and we got this engulfing bearish candle. So there is a possibility that price may go back down here and do a retest of this area. Yeah. If you are an aggressive trader, of course you can take a entry down below here and see if it's gonna break the neckline or not. But if you really want to see or if you really want to take a short trade, you want to see there is nothing like a short trade, but a trade with a better chance to win. You want to see a break of this neckline, possible retest and rejection, and then a retest of this high. That would be a much more conservative entry. And if we want to see this as a bearish flag and maybe looking for more to the downside, we have to see a break of this support level. You want to see a break of this support level, because as you see, we did get back down all the way here, did a retest of the lows of this pin bar and got rejected back up. we made a new high and we made a higher low also here, so that's why I'm looking more for bullish evidence on this one, because we did actually break higher than this high here, and now we have a higher low higher than this low here. Yeah, that's why I'm looking for a possible long. Sterling Aussie, I don't need to repeat this. If you can, try to not trade the sterling pairs next week, but here is what I see. We did break this structure now. We did break the 38.2 Fibonacci retracement and did found some support at the 50%. As you see, also we have now the daily 200 moving average is flatten it down here at this structure. This neckline gonna act as good support level. It looks very strong. So possibility next week that if you see a retest of this structure here, there is a possibility for a bounce to the upside. If we go down to the 4 hour, you see this rejection we had last week at this level, but a lots of indecisions yet. Yeah, so if it do a retest, there is a possibility for a bounce up, or if it goes and give you a retest of this broken structure, if you see something like this, then you can look for a shorting trade from this level as a trend continuation trade. Yeah, those are the two levels I will be looking at for next week for a possible bounces, one to the upside and one for a trend continuation. Sterling CAD did now a break also of this flag to the downside, and the same, almost the same structure as the Aussie. We will be looking for two scenarios on this one. If we got the test of this structure, look for a possible bounce to back up to these highs, or if you got a retest higher, possible bounce to the downside from this pair, cause now the uptrend have been broken. We have lower lows and lower highs on this one too. Sterling JPY still trading in this bearish channel, but we have also this bullish trend line that we are now closing to test it. We have at this level also the daily 200 moving average, and we see that price did close just at the 61.8 Fibonacci retracement of this whole leg. So this structure down here should be now where we will be looking, or where I will be looking next week, what price will do at this level. Yeah, we have this gap now. The highs of this gap did also act as support. As you see, price did close at the highs of this window here. So seeing that this trend line also gonna act as support, and we have this structure here, as you see, resistance, support, support, support. So there is a lots going on, and this inside this box for next week, that should be a good level to look at and see if we're gonna get a bounce, at least to retest the high of this channel. Yeah, if we go down to the 4 hour, we see that we have some rejections. We see that you see this pin bar, another pin bar. There is a lots going on when price did test this box here. So another move down here, a possible double bottom maybe on the 1 hour, and a bounce to retest the top of the channel should be very good opportunities for this pair. Yeah. Sterling New Zealand. Looking at the daily here on this pair, we see that it did break the bullish trend line. It did break back down to the lower range. As you see here, we have two ranges. This is the upper range, and now we are down in the lower range. We did break and close a little bit below the 200 daily moving average, and around the area where we have the 61.8 Fibonacci. This level here is where I'll be looking at and see how this pair will react at this flip zone. It's a very important zone, as you see here. Support, 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 and then got broken and start act as resistance here, and then it got broken and start acted as support, and we have already seen some rejection last hours of Friday. So we go down to the 4 hour and we see the same scenario, this rejection here on this one. So the best scenario would be a retest back down and give us a bullish opportunity maybe for a retest of this structure here. And this is where you take your profit, because there is lots of structure at this level here and gonna act as surely as resistant and a possible bounce back down. Yeah, we don't know for sure if this gonna break to the upside or not yet. And if we look at the mother of them all, the cable, we see that if we did break both trend lines now, and that is what give me some more hope for the sterling pairs, that the cable did not break down to the lower range. As you see here, we have this same scenario here, upper range and lower range, but the cable did not break to the lower range, and we did close at the lows, but we didn't break below. So it's very interesting level where price is at the moment on this one. And we go down to the 4 hour, and here we go, we have these craziness ongoing here. So if this goes like this, break this inverted hammer, close above it, there is a possibility that we see another bounce to the highs of this major candle here. Yeah, so for this pair I will be looking where price is testing right now and see if gonna break down to the lower range, or if it will bounce back up for a retest of these highs. Very important level to see what will happen with it. New Zealand Chief. Is testing a very good level. It did actually break the this down channel, but looking at this structure here, we see that we have a very possible supply area. As you see, price did left this area very strongly in the past when it did test it this level. You see that we had this strong move to the downside from this level, yeah. And looking left, you see that there is lots going on at this structure. If we take this a little bit back, you see here much of resistance and support going on in this level. And last Friday we got this star at this level also, which show us that there is not the same momentum as the candles before. So there is a possibility that we may see a push to the downside from this level, but we should go down to the 4 hour and look for bearish evidence. And if this wasn't a Friday close, I would take this one, because we had this shooting star, they closed below it and kept heading down. For a conservative trader, of course, you won't look for a break of this channel. It's a very narrow and clear channel, yeah. And you see the RSI also was giving us a good bearish divergence, very clear one. So you want to see it break, retest, and maybe a retest of this broken channel. So if we got that, that will maybe give you a trade to at least retest of this neckline or this broken channel now, yeah. So yeah, this is also a possibility for next week on this pair. NU, I have to confess that I am in a short already on this one. I did break my rules last week, guys. Yeah, but anyway, it is a small position, and I think the level is a good supply level. As you see here, it has been acting as good resistant in the past, and now Friday we got this hammer here that if we get a daily close below it now next week, a daily close below this one here, it's gonna complete the pattern and give us an evening star pattern and possible trend reversal. If we, the only thing I don't have on the daily on this one is no divergence on the RSI yet. That's why I don't like it a lot yet. But yeah, I'm in a short with a small position, and yeah, let's see where it will take us next week. Looking on the 4 hour, we have a better divergence on the 4 hour. As you see, looking back here at this level, the divergence did start from back here. So to be sure on this one, we want to see a break of this this trend line. Is now it is broken, but it is not broken by a major candle. It was a sideways move, so I don't call this a real break, yeah. And as you see, we had some lots of indecision ongoing on this level. So the structure on the 4 hour we want to see broken is this structure now. If we break down, possible retest on lower time frame, hopefully it's gonna give us a move at least to a retest of this these lows and the neckline back down here, yeah. That would be a very good move to the downside. UCAD, USD CAD, where are you? So sideways movement last week. We didn't do a lot, as you see. Chop chop chop. We got nothing much going on. We didn't break this minor trend line, and we didn't do a retest of this structure up here even. So it is at a little bit confusing level. If you are new to trading, I would say stay away from it until you see, you want to see a break of this structure here, retest for a possible short, for a retest to the major trend line. If we go back, you see which trend line I'm talking about. This whole trend line gonna act as very good support, I think, and it's gonna be a retest of this structure here. The neckline is has been acting as support, so below here, down here should take your some profit. Otherwise, nothing to short here yet, in my opinion. Or if it gives you a retest of this structure somewhere in this area and some rejection, then you maybe can test to short back to this level. But this whole structure is not, it's still bearish. We can't say that this uptrend is over, because we still have our last high here, major high, and this is our higher major low, higher than this low here, yeah. But at the moment where it is like now, be careful until it gives you a clear direction. There is none yet, in my opinion. USD chief. I was, as you see my arrows below here, I was looking for this pair to do a test of this structure down here. Sometimes last week we didn't get that. We got some correction higher, and looks like we got rejected on Friday, as you see, at the when price did reach this level here. We got some rejection already. So if we go down to the 4 hour, or before we go down to the 4 hour, I will show you why we can keep looking. As for now, let me take off these arrows because we didn't reach that level. Looking structure wise, guys, we still have our structure. It says that we have lower lows and lower highs still on this pair, yeah. Last high here, lower low, lower high, another lower low, and now we may be looking for another lower high. We have to wait for next week to see that confirmed. So of course, looking at this rejection, there is a possibility that if we go down lower to the 4 hour, you see that we had a very good evening star formation here, very bullish, then a star, then a close way below the 50% range of this candle here, which make it a perfect evening star formation. And we still want to see a break of this trend line, yeah. That would be for the more conservative traders. Had this happened like Tuesday or something, then I would be going short at this level and stop loss somewhere here for a retest of at least these levels here. That would give you maybe a risk to reward of 1.5 to 1. Okay, so yeah, it looks like if we break this trend line now, that we may do a retest of these lows, or even better, a retest of this major structure down here. USD JP, and that would be the last pair. I think we're gonna look at oil also. Yes, USD JP, we are still in this down channel, and structure wise for this move only, we still making lower lows and lower highs, and we're gonna be looking at where price is testing right now next week. That is at this structure. You see that this leg only we did a retest of the 61.8, sorry, a correction to this level, and got some rejection. The mother candle of this range is this bearish candle here, and we have 3 bullish days for now inside that candle, but on Friday we found some rejection and price did not break above this structure, did not enter this this range yet. Yeah, so we had some rejection. There is some indecision looking at those candles. If you look at the bearish candles in this downtrend here, you see how big they are, and then you see that those candles here much smaller, and the slope of them looks a very corrective way. Yeah, not a strong slope, and lots of small candles, and then as fast as price start moving down, we have very large candles with good momentum, which tell us some hint that the bears are much stronger in this market still. So where price is testing right now is a good level to look for a possible trend continuation trades on this one. As you see, we did a retest of this level here of this structure and got rejected, but then in case we get a break of this trend line, then there is a possibility for a retest of these lows, at least, if not more, to the downside. Yeah, that's what I'll be looking at for this pair. And the last thing we will be looking at on my watch list is the oil. And yeah, as I said last week and the week before and the week before, I'm still bearish on oil, but now we have this level here that it looks like we are making a strong support level at this structure here. Even looking left, you see that there is lots going on at this level, and oil having lots of trouble to break it. So yeah, I am still bearish on oil, but that don't mean that I'm gonna sell it at this level. So once again, we wait for a correction back up, a retest of these structures here, and look for bearish evidence for another bounce to the downside. That is how I'm gonna be playing oil for next week. I will not be trading the up moves. I will be selling the rallies actually. And if we try and see some Fibonacci retracements for this whole move, if this was the last lows, you see that we have the 38.2 at a good level here. You see here this structure, and we have the 61.8 also at a good structure level up here, that I think gonna act much better than this level, the 49 area. Yeah, and even better if it goes and give us a retest of the top of the channel at the 51, then of course that would be even better place for me to short it. So that's it, guys. This was the whole list I have. Oh my gosh, 1 hour 10 minutes now. There's lots of opportunities next week, so try to find something good, wait for price to hit your area of interest, and don't just jump in any trade where price is not in a good level for you to trade. Yeah, have patience and be like a sniper. Hello Antonio, welcome. So guys, as usual, 5 to 10 minutes for questions, or if you have any pairs you want me to look at, please write that in the chat, and I will try to answer them. Yeah, so I will just drink some water and get back to you and see if you have any questions. Yeah, thank you, Johnny, Zion. Thank you for the thumbs up. Please, guys, don't forget to hit the like button or share this on social medias. If you're not subscribed to the channel, do that. I do publish lots of materials every week. Jones, cheers, Pierre. I managed to catch the last half hour today. Have a good week, you too, Jones. It's recorded, just see the recording. Thank you, Grumpy, thank you very much. Glad you've been here one more time. So very good, guys. Thank you a lot. Antonio, just see the recording. It is uploaded already to my YouTube channel, so just look back and watch it again. Thank you very much, guys, and see you later. Trade safe. Bye bye.